Coming up on this program, we show you how to get connected. Find out how to choose an internet service provider. Discover the newest form of communication, electronic mail.
Ways down and ready to ride. One by one, billion by billion, they're holding up half the sky. Raise your hand if you're ready and willing, if you know it's time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a
Hi, everybody. Oh my god, it is so rainy here. Terribly, terribly rainy. It's been raining for hours and hours and days, it feels like. I hope that everybody is doing really good. Cellulite Yoga Pants is pink. Vicky's gonna riot. Vicky's gonna riot. Vicky's gonna riot. Yeah, 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 yeah. I hope that you guys are doing great today. I think I already said that. Let's jump right into it. We have a jilted lover. Wait, a jilted wife. A forbidden lover. What else do we have? Some straight hair, of course, because I'm terrible at doing my own hair. Let's travel by floozy powder. Diddly-doo. Rainy in the Pacific Northwest. Well, when I say it's rainy, Donald, you can understand that that means it probably has not stopped raining for 20 plus hours. Straight. Well, thank you, John. I did this very quickly since I got home from work. So hopefully it holds up. But this piece is bothering me. We might have to just curl it on its own. Let me see. Or I could tuck it behind my ear. Now it's not a problem. Okay, let's watch the video. Sorry. Wrong screen. Give me a second. If you're just getting here.
All right, let me just kind of take roll call figure.
Yeah, that's exactly right. We need to take roll call. I'd like you all to check in, get your colors over here, and let me know what you had for dinner. If you didn't like what you had for dinner, go ahead and tell me what you wish you had. Erica, I'm using a new hairspray that's working pretty good. It's Dove Control and Shine. Hashtag not a sponsor. Unless they want to be. Call me. It's Extra Hold Level 5. Extra Hold Level 5. I bought it because it was on sale, as usual. $5. So, take that as you may. Ooh, fajitas, steak quesadillas, spaghetti. Oh, my hair was not like this when I went out of the house today. I only do this for you guys. Salad with sausage and potatoes sounds pretty good. Pizza, filet mignon, but you wish you had ramen. Roman noodles? I've been to Rome. Civitavecchia. What a beautiful place. Enchiladas. Okay, enough of that, Judge. Let's get to it. Nothing to it but to do it. We got ourselves here some neck tattoos.
All right, so long. And then Miss Archuleta and Miss Farley, why don't you both unmute and start your cameras? And let's see. All right, and
I'm gonna get my glasses.
Miss Archuleta, how am I doing with that pronunciation?
It's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Miss Farley. Let's see. All right, so I had a feeling, Miss Farley, that you knew about this hearing because I think I got some information. I did review that information. So let me put you both under oath and then we can get started. So Miss Archuleta, raise your right hand with me. Ms. Archuleta, do you swear or affirm the information will give the court all morning is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, Ms. Farley, why don't you raise your right hand with me? Ms. Farley, do you swear or affirm that the information will give all morning to the court is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right.
Okay, so she has changed the oath up a little bit, you guys. Why is she saying the truth that you'll tell the whole day? That's what I want to know. Oh, Bill, what a great point. What if she testifies afternoon? What if she lives on Eastern time and doesn't recognize Pacific time? There are so many what ifs.
So, and you'll notice I'm looking down and back and forth. I've got two screens here and my files are electronic. And so I am listening, but I'm also looking at what you're talking about. So let me get those things open so I have them in front of me here quickly. And then I will be turning first, well, let me just kind of get things set up here and then I'll be ready to talk.
No, Rodney, we've been watching this state and this judge for like 2 years. And I'm telling you, they don't say that normally. She's doing it different. She's doing it. She's doing it. She's doing it. Hi, guys. No, this is not a nightclub stamp. This is the result of... So, it's blush that I rubbed off my face with the back of my hand. I'm terrible for you. Look at this hand is pink too. Like I'm terrible for using my hands for makeup. So it's makeup. Judge, could you like pick it up? Pick it up. Oh my goodness. My daughter needs some pictures for her yearbook. Judge, are you going to let everybody sit in silence?
First, Ms. Archuleta.
Yes, the answer is yes, Paisley.
All right, so first things first, Ms. Archuleta, you asking, continuing to ask for this order to issue against Ms. Farley?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and it is, you're still asking, you got the 3 kids under 7, 6, and 3 that you've included here as well.
Yes.
All right, and then jumping to Ms. Farley, you're objecting or not to the court issuing this order?
I'm objecting, Your Honor.
Okay, so at least I know where we're headed. I've had a chance to review Ms. Farley's declaration and the declaration of Christopher Farley that was filed on the 5th last week.
Picture fund. Thank you, Bill. I appreciate that. We're just doing grad things. I'm so proud of her, by the way. My daughter is graduating this year. Woo! How exciting. How exciting. Oh, Casey Carey. Did I miss you come in? Hello. And do I need a beauty blender? Probably. I need a beauty blush. A brush. A brush. A blush brush.
Monday. Ms. Archuleta, have you reviewed the information in the court file or not?
Yes, yes, I have.
Okay, all right. So, and there wasn't anything else filed after you filed your petition, Ms. Archuleta. So, Ms. Farley, you've reviewed the information, ready to go to trial today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Archuleta, you're ready to go forward today?
Yes.
Okay, all right, so I'm gonna start with Ms. Archuleta. I'll ask questions a lot likely, and Ms. Farley, I'll turn to you after I hear from her and do the same, and then I'll make the decision based on the law. So first off, Ms. Archuleta, so obviously well, you tell me. Is there something new, something different, something more, or anything you want to say about whether the court should issue an order against Ms. Farley?
Um, I have a statement. Can I read it?
Yes.
I submit this statement to explain the impact that ongoing harassment and stalking by Anna Farley has had on my life and the lives of my children. Ms. Farley's actions have caused significant reputational harm, emotional distress, and instability. Statements she has made about me contain unclear or misleading assertions, including inappropriate references to becoming involved in my children's care. Any suggestion that she would act as a caregiver or babysitter to my children is deeply concerning and has caused me fear for their safety. At the onset of these events, I denied the extramarital encounter. I did so out of fear. I was afraid that admitting the truth at that moment would escalate the situation and place me or my children in danger. Although I do not often use the term domestic violence, given mine and my husband's 12-year marriage, that fear was real and immediate. I have since been fully truthful and have taken responsibility for my actions. I have stepped outside my marriage, and once the truth came out, I acknowledged it completely. I understand that my actions carried consequences, and I accept responsibility for my choices. However, the response from Ms. Farley has gone far beyond what is reasonable or lawful. Her continued harassment, monitoring, and involvement in my children has caused profound harm. As a result of this situation, I have lost my employment, my home, my professional reputation, and the stable foundation my children depended on. I was forced to leave the state to protect them. I have separated from my husband and have been transparent with his command team regarding his mental, emotional, and physical strain this situation has placed on me. I'm unable to speak on his behalf or attest to his conduct, as he has long-standing issues with anger and emotional instability that I experienced throughout our 12-year marriage. Your Honor, my primary concern is the safety and well-being of my children. They were brought into a conflict that had no part in it and should have never been referenced, contacted, or used in any way. They were vulnerable, innocent, and deserving of protection. This protection order would allow me to return to Washington with the assurance that there will be no further contact from Anna Farley or her husband. I'm not seeking retaliation. I am seeking safety, boundaries, and peace. I have taken accountability for my mistake, but I cannot extend forgiveness to the conduct that involved my children and place them at risk. I respectfully ask the court to grant this protection order so that my children and I can move forward without fear of further harassment or intrusion. Thank you, Your Honor.
So you say that you lost your job. Why did you lose your job?
Miss Farley reached out to my employer.
Yeah, why wouldn't she wear a turtleneck? So weird. I would have. I mean, I would never get those tattoos. But I guess if you get them, you want to show them off, even in fucking court. Regardless, this is pretty juicy. This gets juicier and juicier, by the way. YouTube Daddy, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
And she said she made a false accusation that her husband and I had sexual relations on school grounds. She sent it to the principal, my contracting agency, all the head nurses. And basically they called me into the office, and I was just I was ashamed to return back to work. I couldn't they said they didn't have any proof of me leaving the school or have any proof of because they have video recordings on the outside. There was no like disturbances on the camera that it showed individuals in the parking lot at that time. So yeah.
So did they do an investigation, or did you decide you were too embarrassed by it all? You just decided to leave the job?
No, they did an investigation, and then I left willingly.
Okay. So was there a discussion with you that you resign, or something else happened that they fire you, or?
No, I just resigned.
Okay. All right. And then, and your job was what?
I was a nurse at a middle school.
Okay, so there's a contracting agency that you were hired through. You're not part of the school district.
No, ma'am.
Okay, all right, and so that, all right. And then, and that happened around when? When did you lose your job?
January 2nd.
Okay, so just 10 days ago.
Mhm.
All right. And then, and you say that there's, I just need you to kind of flesh out some of the things you're saying here. You said that Ms. Farley's repeatedly threatened you, including stating, ruin my life and become my children's mother. So how did you receive those, what you call threats?
I mean, as for ruining my life, I didn't take that into, um, she was angry. She had every right to be angry. That did not bother me. But for us becoming my children's mother, why did she have to bring my children into it? Why is um, she's reaching out to my spouse, still offering childcare for them when they come back to Washington, because I do have to return back to Washington and go through divorce court and family court when my husband and I go through our divorce. But I just think she's taking it way beyond that needs to be. Why is she involving my children? Why is she asking them or asking my spouse to be part of their care and wanting to be involved with them? To me, it's not okay. Those are my children. Those are my babies.
Okay. All right. And so you've left the state now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I mean, you're not residing in Washington anymore, or is there an intention to come on back?
Yeah. So if I'm able to get the 1 year protection order, I have to go back and do. I mean, either way, I have to go back. I still have to go through court with my
The
husband.
solution.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, but otherwise you're establishing yourself elsewhere.
Yes, until I have to go back in March, and I have to stay March, April, May, and then I'll be returning back here in June.
Okay, all right. And the kids are going back and forth or with you, or?
Right now they're with me. His command team thinks it's in their best interest to remain with me.
Okay, and so Mr. All right. So they're with you. Got it. All right. I got a little confused there for a moment. And then that. And so then
I
you
think
talked
so,
about
Bill.
December 12th that Ms. Farley drove by your residence. How did you know that happened?
So I was outside letting the dogs out, and I remember um I was letting the dogs out. Sorry, it was just a bad night for me overall. I was letting the dogs out. I had heard one of the dogs barking at the back gate. And so as I went out, there was a car that drove by that wasn't part of our neighborhood because it loops around. And then I was like, okay, well, that's a little weird. And then I went back up to the front just to see if I could get a better look. And then it drove around again. But unfortunately, the person who only has access to that is my spouse, and he said he refused to give me the video footage. So
Video, what access to what video? What do you?
the access to the video of her driving around my residence.
So did you take a video on?
Yeah, we
on
have
your-
cameras on the outside of the house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah.
But you were outside and you saw a car.
Mhm.
Why did you decide, why did you determine it was Ms. Farley driving around?
It was the same description of her vehicle, the red, I believe Hyundai or Volkswagen. It was dark, but it was just strange that
Had you see her in that car before or somehow associated her with, how'd you associate her with that car?
yeah, her and her husband and I worked at the same jail, and I would see her drive it.
You worked out at the same, what, gym, did you say?
Jail. Her husband and I were
Her.
jail.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Which jail?
Nisqually.
Okay. All right, so. And that was on December 12th.
Yes, ma'am.
And it was just past midnight.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then you talked about posting of the images of your children, the 7, 6, and 3-year-old, all 3 of them.
And my nephew, yes.
Okay, that's right, the nephew. So, and that was, how did you come to know that?
My cousin, 2 of my cousins, one who is in Washington that lives there, and then 2 of them that are from Nevada. They called me and they said, this woman is reaching out to us. She has posted your children on her Facebook. They said at that time I got rid of my Instagram and my Facebook account, so I didn't have any knowledge of it until they reached out to me. I had blocked Miss Farley and her husband as well, so I was not going to reach out to them and ask them to take it down. But my little sister had reached out to her and said that 4th child is not my sister's. Please remove it. Miss Farley stated that she was a police officer and she knew the law and that she did not have to take it down. And then my sister said, my nephews and nieces do not need to be involved in this. Miss Farley responded that they shouldn't be posted on Facebook and that basically I'll learn a lesson by her posting my children on her Facebook, or her mimic Facebook, whatever they call that.
Okay, trying to see, did you include that information, screenshots?
Yes,
in your
ma'am.
exhibits?
Savannah slept with Anna's husband, you guys, and I'm gonna get you this. $20 says you could almost call Savannah Anna. That's a pretty close name. Anyways, Anna's husband slept with Savannah. Savannah worked at a school. Anna found out about Savannah and has been allegedly stalking Savannah. That is what is happening. And if you missed Jerry Springer, this is right out the fucking playbook of Jerry Springer. Seriously, all you have to do is chant along at home. Jerry, Jerry, Jerry.
We don't really have page numbers, but I'm trying to find it. Okay. So I see something, Anna Scorn from, I don't know what date it was. It's the woman who's been sleeping with my husband, Savannah Singleton, Savannah Archuleta. I don't see any kids' pictures. Is there somewhere?
Yes, everything should be in
There
there.
it is. Okay, so then I see, well, it's got up 12/13/25 at 12:57 p.m. Says pictures of my children and nephew.
Mhm.
And so this is a screenshot of Facebook of your somebody's Facebook?
Of Miss Farley's Facebook. She had created a second Facebook where she planned on, I don't know what her plan was this. It was kind of like a burn Facebook, I don't know what her intention was with the Facebook, but she was adding all my.
So how did so other people told you about this and then you
Yes.
went to look?
Mm-hmm.
And those are your kids and a nephew?
Yes.
Okay. And does it make any sense to you, the context where this was taken or when?
When the picture was taken?
Right. Can you interpret that at all?
Yeah.
When it was taken, where?
We were at the haunted October fest thing that they do in Tacoma.
Cellulite Yoga Pants, good question. It is indeed Anna's account, second account, I guess. I don't do Facebook these days, so I am disconnected from the terms that these women that are probably my age are using. But again, Anna, if your husband, I don't know, just leave him. Just leave him. You just gotta leave him.
Tacoma, I believe. They were against the brick wall. My daughter has her little cat costume on. My oldest baby doesn't dress up because he's on the spectrum. But my nephew is Puss in Boots and my son is a pirate.
Okay, so this is so sometime October 31st, somewhere around then.
Yes.
All right. Up in Tacoma was, all right. And so was that something you took them to, or your
Yes, I
husband
took.
took?
No,
Or-
that was,
okay,
yeah, me.
you took them to this, and then do you know who took the picture?
Me.
Okay, so
Yeah.
how is it, can you help me understand then how that picture ended up available to Ms. Farley to put on her Facebook?
So I'm assuming before I deactivated my Facebook account, she was taking my pictures off of my Facebook because it was my profile picture of my babies.
Okay, okay, so you put them on your Facebook, that makes
Yeah.
sense. And then that's available. And this was before you became aware, well, because you're saying, you're admitting to having had an affair with Ms. Farley's husband, but then there seems to be something about Mr. Farley or Mr. Ashaleta. I don't know if that's his last name, but how does he play into I'm a little puzzled. He's starting to come up.
So I don't know how she got my husband's phone number, but basically she was trying to reach out to everybody and get information on me. And then she reached out to him and has continued communication with him. Basically has been just asking a lot of personal questions about me. Has and take for granted, my husband and I have been married for 12 years, but he willingly has been giving her this information. I don't
You
know why
know,
she wants to stay in contact with him. That's not my business. But as far
okay.
as my children go, she asking to babysit them and be their caregiver when they're supposed to be seeing their father in Washington is strange to me.
And how did you discover that your now husband was giving Miss Farley information about you?
She wrote it um in her testimony or
Oh, in the
statement.
declaration that she filed.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you discovered that now.
Yeah.
Okay, and then have you had discussions with your husband about any of this before you discovered that? About
No, ma'am.
contact Farley? No, okay.
No, we stayed separated. So unfortunately, it did lead to a domestic violence situation on my end. He was not, obviously, nobody was very happy about the scenario that happened. And so I decided because he was giving, but it was also the safety of me and my children and still communicating with her. I ended up leaving the state.
All right, and so about what time did you leave?
I left the 30th of December.
Okay, so just recently, just within the last couple of weeks.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Oh, and I sure
Thanks,
do,
here.
Erica. I've got myself on a big 50-inch television in front.
Okay, see if I have any other questions, 1 second.
Judge, you take your time. We're unpacking this as well. What a problem. So this is the jilted wife, and this is the lover. I'll say lover, not girlfriend. And we don't get to see either of the men that these women are all bothered by. Darn. I'll just say that. Darn. I wish we could. Ostensibly, Judge might be taking a look at them, but I doubt it. Nobody looks happy. Nobody looks happy but me in this situation. Judge? She was quiet for a long time.
Yes, Your
Hold
Honor.
on, what? What, Judge? What?
All right, so anything, Ms. Archuleta, anything more before I hear from Ms. Farley?
No, ma'am.
Okay, all right, so Ms. Farley, let me turn to you and your response.
Before we do, let's talk about this. What do we think is going to happen? What will Anna say? What do we think? I think, well, I've already listened, so I'm going to shut up and let you guys guess in the chat. What do you think that Anna is going to say about Savannah's claims? Do you think Savannah has a claim at this point, or are you sensing a Big D approaching? Big D's approaching. I'm definitely not talking about either of their husbands, unless I mean douchebag.
To this request for an order protection.
Yes, Your Honor. I won't take up too much of the court's time. You've reviewed my declaration. Yes, I posted a picture of her children on Facebook. It was in poor taste. I removed it within a couple of hours. I was obviously very upset the day I found out that she was having an affair with my husband. All of that happened within a 3-day period on the 9th, December 9th through December 12th. I found this out. I did contact her. We had messages back and forth where she was lying to me, and then she eventually came clean about part of it, but still have lies. Regardless, yes, I did email her principal. That is the only person, the principal and the nurse is the only person. I attached that email of what I said because that is the information I had at the time. I didn't reach out to her contracted people, other people like that. You know, for me, it was a big red flag that you're having a sexual affair on school grounds. I could have not done that. Yes, it was, you know, looking back now, it was very petty of me. Can't go back and change. I didn't threaten her. I have no intention of threatening her or harming her. I did say I was going to be her children's new stepmother. That was just me being upset and lashing out. I have no intention on doing that. I have had communication with her husband, Anthony. We, you know, upon discovering this affair, we were both talking about separating and leaving our spouses. And that's how the whole child care came up. I said, you know, I'm going to be moving, looking for an apartment. He said he couldn't afford an apartment. I said, you know, we're like, we can be roommates. I said, my daughter can babysit if you need help. It wasn't anything more than that. As far as driving by her house, I did not drive by her house. I never worked at Nisqually Jail. I drive a Kia. I was on the night in question that she said I drove by. I had went out. I should have submitted pictures, but I have pictures of myself at the tap room in Yelm with Santa Claus. I was taking pictures with Santa Claus. I was drinking. I was not driving that night. I went home and I was obviously upset, so I had been drinking and I went to bed. I would have been in no condition to drive anywhere. I didn't even have Miss Archuleta's address until I got on.
MB, so sweet. You're so sweet. Thank you very much. So nice to see you. I was just talking about Austin today, saying I want to go visit soon. It's been like insane weather today. I hope everybody else is staying dry. I can hear the rain picking up again. Oh, it just might, MB. It just might. Anyways, what a case we've walked into tonight. The husband's jilted lover, and she just admitted to posting the Facebook post, which I find kind of weird. Why would you post that you're going to be the new stepmother? Again, go be like Erica. Just file for divorce. Bye. Peace out. That's it. Instead, Anna, you're getting yourself into a mess because of this lackluster man.
The court website after her husband told me she filed this because I was never served I got on there and I reviewed the document, and that is the only time I've had her address. I've never driven by her house. I posted the public picture that I got off of her Facebook on my second Facebook. Like I said, I took it down. I didn't post anything bad or threatening about the children. I apologize for my actions. I shouldn't have done that. I have been a victim of domestic violence and harassment, and I know the pain and fear it can cause. And I do apologize that to Ms. Archuleta that she felt her children or herself were in danger. I didn't mean it like.
Oh, Miracle Mama Cole and Owen. Oh my God, almost 2 years. Thank you so much. By the way, Merry Christmas. I saw your message. I'm terrible with Discord. Amazing. Thank you for your support. Say hi to Owen. Sorry, the doorbell rang. Nobody rings the doorbell around here. That's a little weird. But thank you.
That I was obviously and still very upset discovering the affair. And I have no intention to contact her again. I have been in communication with her husband very, very briefly lately. And I do not ask personal questions about them. It is just strictly, we talked about the divorce and how it's been affecting us. That's
Which
all.
are seriously
See if I
personal questions. Would you not consider asking somebody about their divorce and how it's affecting them? Personal questions? I would. I certainly would. Dee-dee-dee.
Got some questions here. Let me re-review what I had here.
YouTube Daddy changed things as he always does. He changed the names with @ symbols.
So the information that you did send to the employer, looks like that was December 12th. Excuse me. How did you come upon that information? How did you know those dates?
My husband told me, and the days that were in question were days that he told me he was going to the gym. Other than that, my husband had been with me. He'd been at work. I had his location. I've known where he's at, but those 2 dates, and when he admitted to me, I believe he wrote that in his statement, the dates, and he told me what had happened, and that's where I got that information from.
Okay.
I think it has some.
Just looking through exhibits that you filed here to see if there's some other, excuse me, questions I have.
I'm mostly wondering why Savannah, I guess she just owns it. She's just like, you know what? Because, you see, I wouldn't wear a dress like this to actual court if I was going to court. Unless I was acting in a TV miniseries. But not real court. You have to wear like a shirt, like a real shirt. But she's got it all out. She could wear a turtleneck. I know she probably could, but she probably is like, then that's not being true to myself. Allegedly, in my opinion. Allegedly. Anyways. What do you guys think the judge is going to do? I'm wondering if she's reading or filling out the forms. Sometimes she fills out the forms and puts it in place. Sometimes she reads and denies. It's a little bit much to be posting pictures about somebody else's children and pretending that you're their mother. Or like want to be their mother. It's sort of weird. Shane, an Instant Pot is a really good thing if you only have an outlet for cooking. It doubles as a slow cooker. Well, and a rice cooker and a soup pot, and a couple other things you can do in your instant pot.
And the picture of the kids, how did you come across that to put on your Facebook account?
It was on Miss Archuletta's public Facebook.
Okay.
And after that, she had communicated, we had texts back and forth, we had communication on Facebook back and forth. I don't believe we had communication on Instagram back and forth. So it wasn't me just reaching out. She was also reaching out to me, along with her family members, like I put in my statement, and they were continually calling and harassing me. But yes, it was a public picture. And like I said, when I created that second Facebook, I deleted it within, I want to say 2 or 3 hours. I realized it wasn't going to change the past, and I was just, like I said, upset when I did it.
And that exchange, Ms. Archuleta asking that picture being taken down, that was with you, that exchange that was in her exhibits?
I believe she didn't ask me to take it down. I believe I had already blocked her, but her sister-in-law had called me. I did, sorry, excuse me. I did put in the phone records where her family members kept calling me over and over. And when they asked me to remove it, I removed it right away. And then like I said, I deleted the whole thing because I felt I was acting immature.
Okay, so I'm just trying to.
I also haven't had dinner yet, Adam, but it's only 4:47. I do have 2 loaves of sourdough I'll be baking
All
tonight.
right. So
So
is
excited.
Archuleta, anything else to add on your petition that we haven't covered?
No, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Excuse me. So Ms. Archuleta, Ms. Farley, I'm not finding under the law that I can issue an order against Ms. Farley. This is not a good situation, not pleasant. It's very ugly. There was back and forth, but mostly I can't find stalking as it's defined. The evidence, somebody drove around your house, and fairly, you can't really, and given the statement from Christopher Farley and what we've heard from Ms. Farley and the little that you were able to divine that night, can't pin that on Ms. Farley. The pictures of your kids, not the best way to use them. Glad they were taken down, but they're public domain once you throw them out there. Unfortunately, anybody can do anything with them. And you can't protect that. As to your employment, sounds like there's been that there was an investigation. You kind of made a decision. I'm done, and I'm just gonna leave. I don't need to go through that embarrassment and that shame for somebody else's actions, but that in and of itself, given the factual underpinnings of it. So I don't find any unlawful harassment. There is things that feel harassing from both sides. Obviously, the two of you don't want much to do with each other, and you don't have to do anything with each other. And you're going to make decisions, Ms. Archuleta, in your divorce as to whatever other adults have contact with your children. But your husband's also going to be making that decision. And if Ms. Farley's involved, then that's not for this court to make a decision about. I can't, but the superior courts can. So the order ends today. There is no further order going forward. And that I'll reduce that to writing. It'll be in the court file. And I think you send this by email or no?
No.
Okay. It'll be available for you each in the case file. And if you have trouble with getting it, you can always contact my clerks. They can assist you. So Ms. Farley, that's it. Any questions?
No, ma'am. Thank you, Your Honor. I apologize.
Good. Ms. Archuleta, anything else? That's it for today.
No, ma'am. Thank you.
All right. Well, good luck to you both.
Thank you.
So long.
Oh my God. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. What a case. What a day. What a lesson. What a lesson for both of them. Next. Ugh. Sorry, Courtney. It's all I could get this morning. Today. Right now. You took your shower late today, but you're so clean, baby. I need to wash my hand. Guess what though? I'm off tomorrow and the next day, so we'll be back at it again. We'll be doing a members only this week, during the week. Okay? Oh, tomorrow night, Josie's making liver. Nana would love that. Nana loves us some liver. Yeah. I hope everyone stays dry. I know that really isn't only applicable to me and a few people around here, but on the West Coast it is wet and rainy, part of some atmospheric river or something like that. And it is really cramping my style. Anyways, I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for being here. Do me a favor. Remember that I love you and I'm proud of you. And I will see you in the next video. Okay, bye. Bye.
Ways down and